Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the time and measurement of the time. Human beings have felt the need to measure time for thousands of years, and time measurement enables us to regulate our lives in a set pattern. The early man measured time by observing the natural phenomena occurring at regular intervals such as sunrise and sunset, change of season, the movement of the heavenly bodies including sun, moon, stars, etc. And they noticed the duration between sunrise and sunset from one season to the other and so on. And these observations enabled them to develop the concept of time, and they could see for themselves that these events were repeated at regular intervals, and any event which occur at regular interval or any motion which repeats itself after a regular interval of time is called a periodic motion. So a duration or moment in which things occur is known as time, and with the help of clock and watches we generally measure time. Measurement of time in ancient period. In ancient time, people did not have clocks or watches for knowing time, but those people knew the importance of time, and our ancestors used some natural events that I have already discussed with you, which repeat regularly after definite interval of time to measure time. For example, time taken between one sunrise to the next sunrise was called a day or a solar day. The time taken between one new moon to the next new moon was called a month, and the time taken by the earth to complete one revolution of the sun was called a year. And later people estimated time by the length of the shadow. And some important time measuring devices used in ancient time was sundial, sand clock and water clock. Sand clock, which is also known as hourglass. A sundial was used by people in earlier times to measure the time shorter than a day, and a sundial worked on the principle that the position and the length of the shadow cast by an object changes with the position of the sun in the sky. We have learnt in our class 7 that shadow is formed when an opaque object comes in the path of light, and with the help of this activity we will explain how the length of the shadow changes. You can see that this is a stick. We have to need a long stick and fix it in the open ground away from trees and buildings. This is the stick, and you have to fix this stick in the morning at about 7 a.m. Now use the measuring tape to measure the length of its shadow at different times of a day, that is at 7 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2 p.m. and at 5 p.m. We will observe that the length of the shadow was longest in the early morning and in the late evening, while the shadow is shortest at noon time. This shows that this was the natural event, or this is a natural event that was used by the ancient people to find out the time. And people also use candle clocks and sand clock to measure time, and pendulum clock was also used to measure the time. Now measurement of time. We need to measure intervals of time which are much shorter than a day, and clock and watches are most common time measuring devices used by us. All clocks and watches use the principle of periodic motion, and one of the most common devices which shows periodic motion is the simple pendulum. This is the simple pendulum. This diagram shows the simple pendulum. A simple pendulum consists of a small metallic ball that is called bob, suspended by a long thread from a rigid support, such that the bob is free to swing back and forth, means to and fro. It can move to and fro freely. And the motion of the pendulum was first studied by the Galileo Galilei. And this is the simple pendulum that is shown in this diagram. Now we will discuss some terms related with the pendulum. First of all, the length of the pendulum. The length of the string, that is the thread, from the point of the suspension. This is the point of suspension, and this is the center of the bob or the metallic ball. This is called the length of the pendulum, and it is generally represented as the L. Next one is mean position. The position of the bob when is at rest, means this is the mean position of the bob, and when we hit the pendulum, then it will start moving to and fro. The position of the bob when it is at rest is called its mean position, and in this diagram A is the mean position of the bob. These B and C are the extreme positions of the bob. The position where the bob is at the maximum distance from its mean position are called extreme position, and B and C are the extreme position of the bob. Oscillation of the pendulum. One complete to and fro motion of the bob about its mean position is called an oscillation of the pendulum. And in this diagram, the motion of the bob from A to B and then from B to C and back to A is called one oscillation. Amplitude of the pendulum. As the pendulum oscillates to and fro, the maximum displacement, the shortest distance covered by an object, this is the displacement. The maximum displacement of the bob from its mean position to mean position on either side is called the amplitude of the pendulum, and thus the displacement A, B and AC are called the amplitude of the pendulum. Time period of the pendulum. The time taken by the bob of a pendulum to complete one oscillation is called time period of the pendulum, and the time taken by the bob of the pendulum to travel from A to B and then from B to C and finally back to A is called the time period of a simple pendulum. And the next one is frequency of the pendulum. The number of oscillation made by the pendulum in 1 second is called its frequency, and frequency is generally written as frequency is equal to 1 over time period. Now we will discuss the units of time. The standard unit for measuring time is second, and it is written as S. All the SI units are written in singular. The larger units of time are minutes, and it is represented as minute, and R as H. We know that 1 year is equal to 365 days and 1 day have 24 hours. 1 hour have 60 minutes and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. And in 1 day there are 86,400 seconds, and 1 second is the 1 over 86,400th of the day, and 10 years make 1 decade, and 100 years make a century, and 1,000 years make a millennium. So it's all about the time. In our next video we will discuss the numerical based on the speed and time. So these are questions for you, home assignments for you. Name the 2 natural events which were used for measuring time in ancient period. What is pendulum? What are stopwatches used for? And define oscillation, time period of a pendulum and frequency of the pendulum.